These structures trap sunlight and create a controlled environment where crops can flourish year-round, regardless of the outside climate. Greenhouses are hailed as modern agricultural marvels and capable of transforming the way we grow food by maintaining ideal growing conditions, no matter the season. Although these structures are commonly expensive and depend heavily on gas, electricity, and advanced technology to operate. However, the Amish have found a way to replicate the benefits of a greenhouse without any of the modern costs or tech dependence. They have discovered how to maintain a thriving and sustainable growing environment even in the harshest winters. How do they do it? I mean, what secrets fuel their winter harvests? This video takes you into the world of Amish innovation, where we will discover their resourceful, time-tested method of farming that could change the way we think about sustainable agriculture. We will also uncover how they heat their greenhouses using nature's gifts and grow thriving crops against all odds. We will answer your burning questions, like how their techniques work, what makes them so effective, and whether you can apply these ideas to your garden. However, the Amish have a straightforward way of looking at life, and that is reflected in how they describe their greenhouses. Instead of elaborate labels or technical jargon, they simply name these spaces for what they represent, a place to grow life even in the toughest seasons. It is a practical term that mirrors their focus on function over flair. The Amish center their efforts on nurturing life while others might chase modern terms and innovations. These structures are built to withstand nature's challenges and offer a stable environment for crops and plants to thrive. To the Amish, what matters most is not what something is called, but how it serves its purpose. This humble perspective offers quiet wisdom. Sometimes simplicity carries the most profound meaning. We begin with the simplest yet most powerful heating technique, passive solar heating. This method captures the sun's natural warmth and sets the foundation for everything that follows. Maximizing sunlight is a trick the Amish have mastered. They transform it into warmth for their greenhouses. It is a clever method that does not require electricity. The Amish capture as much light as possible by setting up greenhouses to face the southern sun. Transparent walls made of thick glass or durable plastic work like a charm, holding in the warmth. It is a simple idea but incredibly effective, like nature's heating system working day and night. As the sunlight streams and the greenhouse becomes warm, this creates an ideal environment for plants to flourish. The design lets the heat stay put even when the temperatures outside drop. Plants, especially in colder seasons, need consistent warmth, and this setup gives them just that. Beyond heating, the natural light also keeps the energy costs at a solid zero while ensuring healthy and robust growth. The Amish are very careful with this technique, as too much sun or poor ventilation can turn the greenhouse into a plant sauna. Proper airflow is key, so they often include vents or windows to prevent overheating. It is also important to use sturdy materials for the structure. This ensures the setup can handle wind or heavy snow. These little details make a huge difference in keeping the greenhouse functional and secure no matter the season. The Amish embrace this idea. This creates a space where fresh vegetables can grow while the world outside freezes over. Just by putting in some effort and consideration, anyone can use sunlight to create a comfortable and productive garden oasis. Partnering with nature is a simple, sustainable life. However, the warmth from the sun does not have to disappear at nightfall. Thermal mass holds onto that heat and keeps the temperature steady even when the sun dips below the horizon, simply by incorporating thermal mass storage. The Amish take a fascinatingly resourceful approach to managing greenhouse temperatures, using materials like water barrels or large stones as natural heat reservoirs. These items absorb warmth from the sun during the day and gradually release it overnight. This creates a consistent and nurturing environment for their plants. It is a simple yet effective method. It ensures their crops remain comfortable and healthy even when external temperatures drop significantly. Water barrels are particularly favored for their efficiency. Positioned around the greenhouse, they soak up solar heat throughout the day. As night falls, the stored warmth gently radiates back into the space, maintaining a steady climate for the plants. Rocks, bricks, or even large paving stones also play a similar role. These materials, though dense and slow to cool, provide a reliable source of heat as the evening chill sets in. The Amish can grow their produce in harmony with natural cycles by combining these elements. Although the system is efficient, there are practical details the Amish keep in mind. Proper placement of heat-storing materials is crucial. Arranging them in areas that maximize exposure to sunlight without blocking plants ensures an even distribution of warmth. They ensure water barrels must remain sealed to prevent evaporation, which could alter humidity levels inside the greenhouse. The Amish carefully balance these factors, demonstrating their commitment to sustainable and effective farming techniques. Here is a little-known fact: the color of the water barrels matters. Dark barrels absorb more heat than lighter barrels, which makes them an even better choice for capturing and storing energy. This small detail highlights the ingenuity and thoughtful design behind Amish farming methods. The Amish craft greenhouses that thrive in almost any condition by using simple and accessible resources. Another layer of sustainable heat the Amish utilize is composting manure. Composting manure not only enriches the soil but also generates warmth and creates a surprising dual benefit for their greenhouse. The Amish use the natural process of decomposition as an efficient and eco-friendly heating system for their grow houses. They harness the heat generated as organic matter breaks down by strategically placing composting piles along the edges of their structures. This approach transforms a simple biological process into a reliable source of warmth that is nurtured through cooler seasons. The compost piles are carefully constructed using materials like vegetable scraps, leaves, straw, and manure. As these elements decompose, microbes in the mix generate heat. This warmth radiates outward and maintains a cozy temperature within the greenhouse. To maximize efficiency, the Amish often insulate the piles, ensuring the heat stays concentrated around the greenhouse walls. This method not only keeps the plants warm, but also contributes nutrient-rich compost for future planting cycles. Decomposition heating is practical, but it does require thoughtful management. Amish farmers ensure compost piles remain balanced with the right mix of greens like fresh plant material and browns like dried leaves to ensure efficient breakdown. They regularly stir the piles. This introduces oxygen, which keeps microbial activity high and prevents unpleasant odors. The Amish turn potential waste into a valuable resource that supports their crops and their community by maintaining these steps. A fascinating detail about this technique is how consistent the heat production can be. Depending on the compost size and composition, these piles can reach internal temperatures of up to 160 degrees, which is enough to create a comfortable environment even during winter. This clever use of natural processes showcases the Amish philosophy of working with, rather than against the land's rhythms, and transforming waste into warmth with purpose and care. As the Amish harness compost heat, cold frames provide an extra layer of protection for young plants. This helps them blossom in colder temperatures with a bit of help from the sun. The Amish have mastered the art of maximizing warmth and energy efficiency in their greenhouses through an ingenious house-within-a-house design. They create additional layers of insulation by placing smaller frames or structures inside their greenhouses. These inner frames act as microclimates and help maintain a snug environment for delicate plants even when outdoor temperatures plummet. The process involves constructing these smaller frames using simple materials like wood or metal. They are often covered with lightweight sheets of mostly fabric or sometimes plastic to trap heat more effectively. This extra layer works as a barrier, reducing heat loss and stabilizing the temperature inside. Plants positioned within this inner sanctuary enjoy consistent warmth, which is especially valuable during unpredictable weather or frost-prone nights. This method does require careful planning and upkeep to ensure the inner frames do not block essential sunlight or airflow. The Amish ensure regular checks and adjustments to avoid mold buildup or excessive humidity. They ensure their plants receive the perfect growing conditions year-round without relying on artificial heating systems by balancing insulation with ventilation. A fascinating aspect of this technique is its versatility. These inner frames can be customized for different crops. Some serve as seedling beds, others as specialized zones for heat-sensitive plants. This house-within-a-house effect is evidence of the Amish commitment to sustainability and ingenuity, which proves that even small adjustments in design can yield substantial benefits for agricultural productivity. Cold frames keep the plants warm in the greenhouse, but the Amish also need to protect the whole structure. Planting natural windbreaks adds a line of defense by blocking harsh winds and preserving the warmth inside. These rows of strategically placed trees or shrubs protect the Amish's greenhouses and fields from strong winds. This ensures that delicate plants and structures remain unharmed. It is a technique rooted in observation and practicality, allowing them to work in harmony with the land's natural rhythms. The process involves planting wind-resistant species like evergreens along field edges or near grow houses. These plants act as a shield, slowing down gusts that could strip away topsoil or damage crops. At the same time, they create a microclimate and help to regulate temperatures around the protected areas. It is a smart and low-maintenance way to safeguard both crops and soil. Beyond protection, natural windbreaks offer added benefits like reducing water loss through evaporation. It provides housing for beneficial wildlife and even serves as a source of firewood or timber. However, the Amish are very thoughtful before planting. Improper placement can block sunlight or compete with crops for nutrients. They ensure regular trimming so the trees do not grow out of control. Windbreaks can increase crop yields by up to 25% in exposed areas, thanks to improved soil moisture and reduced plant stress. These quiet guardians of the land embody the Amish ethos, resourceful, efficient, and always working with nature rather than against it. To further insulate the greenhouse, a partially earth-sheltered structure helps take advantage of the ground's natural temperature. This offers even more stability to the environment. The Amish, ever resourceful, turn to the steady embrace of the earth to help regulate temperatures in their greenhouses. They tap into the Earth's natural insulation properties by constructing part of their structures below ground level, which maintain a stable temperature year-round. This clever approach minimizes exposure to harsh surface elements while preserving warmth even during the coldest months. These semi-subterranean greenhouses, sometimes called earth-sheltered greenhouses, use the soil's thermal mass to trap heat. The walls are built into the ground or surrounded by thick mounds of earth, which act as a natural insulator. This setup ensures a consistent environment for plants, as the earth absorbs warmth during the day and slowly releases it at night. Inside, the air feels warmer and less susceptible to sudden weather changes. This offers a place for crops that might otherwise struggle to survive. A practical precaution the Amish consider is that they ensure proper drainage to prevent waterlogging, as below-ground structures can collect moisture if not designed carefully. Amish builders typically include gravel layers, drainage pipes, or sloped floors to channel water away efficiently. They regularly maintain the structure to prevent structural issues caused by shifting soil or erosion. One particularly fascinating benefit of this technique is its energy efficiency. Modern systems often depend on fossil fuels to heat greenhouses. This method uses renewable energy stored in the earth itself. It is a living demonstration of harmony with nature, creating a growing environment that is as sustainable as it is productive. This approach not only nurtures the plants of Amish farmers, but also reflects their values of self-reliance and environmental stewardship. There is more the Amish do. They add straw bale insulation and reinforce their walls with natural materials. This boosts both warmth retention and sustainability. The Amish straw bales are more than just a bedding material for livestock. They serve as a practical and efficient way to insulate their greenhouses. Amish farmers maximize their use of available resources by placing these blades along the walls facing north in the greenhouse. This simple yet effective method helps prevent heat loss during colder months when sunlight is less direct, particularly on the north side, which does not receive as much sun. Straw's natural insulating properties are harnessed to create a warmer environment inside the greenhouse, even when the temperatures outside drop. The reason straw works so well lies in its ability to trap air. As a highly fibrous material, it forms pockets of air within its structure, creating a barrier that reduces the transfer of heat between the inside and outside of the grow house. This reduces the need for additional heating methods and helps regulate temperature and ensures that plants are protected from the cold. The Amish consider this method an eco-friendly and cost-effective alternative to modern heating systems, which are energy-consuming. To make the most out of this method, a common precaution is ensuring that the straw bales are securely packed against the walls and tightly bound to avoid gaps where heat could escape. The Amish often stack these bales in a way that creates a solid and continuous layer, which eventually enhances the insulation. This technique is particularly beneficial for greenhouses with limited resources, as it allows Amish farmers to achieve consistent temperatures for plant growth without relying on external energy sources. This method has been employed for centuries, long before modern materials like foam or fiberglass were available. Many traditional homes and structures around the world use straw bale construction for its insulating properties. This demonstrates how natural materials have been utilized by humans to build more sustainable living environments. The Amish continue to uphold this centuries-old practice, proving that sometimes the simplest materials offer the most reliable solutions. They do not only improve the efficiency of their farming practices, but also reduce their reliance on synthetic materials by incorporating this simple yet powerful method into their greenhouse structures. This technique speaks to the Amish commitment to sustainability, innovation, and respect for the environment. As the Amish build up their insulation, hotbeds take warmth to the next level. This creates pockets of heat beneath the soil that nurture plants from the ground up. In the Amish farming practice, the roots of their plants are nurtured by warmth, thanks to a clever technique called buried hotbeds. This involves burying compost or manure beneath the planting beds. This allows the natural decomposition process to generate heat that rises directly to the roots of the plants. The heat provides a gentle and consistent warmth, which is crucial for encouraging healthy root growth, especially in colder seasons. It is a technique that is both sustainable and effective, not only because it warms the plants but also harnesses the natural heat generated from composting materials. The process of burying hotbeds is simple but highly effective. Compost and manure, when placed in the right conditions, begin to break down, releasing heat as a byproduct of decomposition. The Amish create a warm environment that stimulates root activity by burying these materials under the soil in planting beds. This can be essential for plant growth during the colder months. This method is particularly beneficial for crops that need an extra boost to get started in the spring or for maintaining healthy root systems during harsh winters. One of the primary benefits of this method is that it allows the Amish to avoid relying on modern heating systems, making it a more eco-friendly and cost-effective solution. The heat provided by the buried hotbeds is constant and self-sustaining, which reduces the need for continuous intervention. This ensures that plants can thrive without the use of synthetic fertilizers or heating systems, which aligns perfectly with the Amish commitment to sustainable farming practices that work in harmony with nature. A common precaution when using buried hotbeds is ensuring that the compost or manure is properly maintained to avoid overheating, which could damage the plants. The Amish see it as important to monitor the temperature within the beds and ensure the organic materials are decomposing at the right rate. Over time, the heat naturally declines as the materials finish decomposing, so Amish farmers deem it necessary to replace or add more compost to maintain a steady flow of warmth for the plants. Interestingly, this method of using buried hotbeds to provide warmth has been around for a long time and is used not only in Amish farming but also by gardeners and farmers in other parts of the world. It is a technique that has been practiced for centuries, even before modern greenhouses were invented. This simple and natural process speaks to the Amish ability to adapt and innovate with nature, showing that even in today's world there is much to learn from the old ways. The Amish continue to demonstrate the power of working with the earth to promote healthy and sustainable crops by integrating buried hotbeds into their farming practices. For additional warmth in extreme cold, An external wood stove with piping can channel heat directly into the grow house. This keeps plants cozy even during winter's chill. To the Amish, firewood is used for more than just keeping homes warm. It serves a practical purpose in heating their greenhouses. This clever approach involves using a wood stove located outside the greenhouse, with ducting or pipes designed to channel warm air inside. The Amish avoid relying on electricity or modern energy systems by using firewood as a heat source, keeping their methods in line with their commitment to self-sufficiency and sustainability. This system not only heats the greenhouse but does so in an eco-friendly manner that requires minimal intervention. The process itself is relatively simple but highly effective. The wood stove, often powered by firewood gathered from the local area, generates heat that is then directed through a series of ducts or pipes into the greenhouse. This allows the Amish to maintain a consistent temperature inside their greenhouses even during the coldest months. The heat circulating through the system creates a stable environment, which is crucial for the growth of plants that need warmth to thrive, especially when natural sunlight is not enough. One of the primary benefits of using a wood stove for heating is that it is a renewable resource. Firewood is readily available, and it is often sourced from the surrounding land. This makes this method both affordable and sustainable. It is also much more reliable in rural and off-grid settings where electricity might be unreliable or unavailable. This reliance on natural resources mirrors the Amish ethos of working with nature rather than depending on modern technology or commercial energy systems. Additionally, using firewood helps maintain the warmth in the greenhouse for extended periods, reducing the need for constant supervision or additional heating sources. A common precaution when using wood stoves to heat greenhouses is ensuring proper ventilation. Without adequate airflow, the system can become hazardous, as there is a risk of carbon monoxide buildup. It is important to keep the ducts clear of obstructions and regularly check for leaks to ensure the air quality remains safe for both the farmers and their crops. Furthermore, the Amish make sure that the stove is positioned in a safe and well-ventilated area outside the greenhouse. This ensures that no harmful fumes enter the greenhouse itself. Interestingly, this method of heating with firewood is not unique to the Amish but has been practiced for years in various forms. Many traditional farming communities have used wood stoves or similar heating techniques to create warm environments for plants. It is a highly effective way to tap into nature's energy, showing how centuries-old methods can still be relevant and efficient today. The Amish, however, have perfected this system by integrating it with other sustainable farming practices, making it an essential part of their agricultural lifestyle. Once the Amish have added that warmth through a firewood stove, a stone or brick wall can absorb and gradually release it, maintaining a balanced temperature throughout the day. In Amish greenhouses, masonry plays an essential role in maintaining a consistent temperature for plants. The Amish make use of an age-old technique to regulate heat by building stone or brick walls inside the greenhouse. During the day, these materials absorb sunlight and soak up heat. At night, when the outside temperature drops, the stone or brick walls gradually release that stored warmth. This keeps the greenhouse comfortable for the plants long after the sun has set. The process is an effective way to extend the warmth throughout the night without the need for additional energy sources. This natural temperature regulation benefits the crops by creating a stable environment that is ideal for growth and prevents sudden temperature fluctuations that could stress the plants. When it gets too cold outside, these masonry walls help to maintain an internal microclimate, which gives the plants the warmth they need to continue thriving. One major benefit of using masonry for heat storage is its sustainability. Stones and bricks are locally sourced and durable materials that require little maintenance. Additionally, unlike modern heating systems that depend on electricity or gas, masonry works without any ongoing costs. It is a renewable way to use the natural energy from the sun to benefit the plants, which aligns perfectly with the Amish commitment to eco-friendly and self-sufficient farming practices. A common precaution when using masonry for heat storage, the Amish always ensures that the walls are properly constructed. The materials should be thick enough to hold the heat without cracking over time. Amish farmers are careful to use high-quality stones or bricks that can withstand both the weight of the structure and the gradual expansion and contraction that comes with daily temperature changes. However, it is essential to leave enough space for airflow around the walls to prevent moisture buildup, which can lead to mold or rot. Although this technique is not exclusive to the Amish, many traditional farming communities have used similar methods for centuries, tapping into the Earth's natural ability to regulate temperature. It is a fascinating reminder of how simple and time-tested methods can still be incredibly effective in today's world. Combining all these techniques, the Amish create a self-sustaining environment that respects nature's resources while ensuring a productive and thriving greenhouse year-round. So what can we learn from the Amish? The Amish approach to farming reminds us that innovation does not always mean advanced technology. It can also mean working smarter with what we have. Their methods emphasize sustainability, natural cycles, and harmony with the environment. This offers an inspiring contrast to high-tech and resource-intensive modern agriculture. They create productive systems that nurture the land rather than deplete it by prioritizing these practices. This low-tech wisdom demonstrates that abundance and ecological balance can coexist. Integrating Amish principles into home gardens can lead to healthier food and reduced reliance on industrial methods. These techniques are simple, sustainable, and accessible, proving that even small changes can have a meaningful impact. Beyond farming, the Amish philosophy encourages us to embrace patience and intentionality. This shows that nurturing processes thoughtfully often yields better and longer-lasting results. Ultimately, the Amish inspire us to rethink innovation itself, blending timeless practices with modern possibilities. Their example invites us to work with nature rather than against it, which fosters solutions that respect both human needs and the planet's limits. Their ways teach us that progress does not always require complexity. Sometimes it is about working thoughtfully with what is already around us. If you enjoyed learning about these traditional methods, check out this video on the Amish approaches to farming without machinery. In it, you will discover more about the unique ways this community thrives without modern technology.